I've come to learn that some wins are incredibly ugly, and today was one of those ugly wins. But nonetheless, I'm here to talk about it. Welcome back to Liverpool Latest. I'm your host, Matt. Thanks so much for joining me today. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed and comment your thoughts down below. And most importantly, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel because why wouldn't you? We got daily uploads every single day talking about your favorite football team and mine as well, besides the Giants, but that's the American version. we win. We win. I didn't think it was going to be possible. Against all odds, Liverpool pulled out a victory in Sunderland's Stadium of Lights, which was a very nice stadium, if I say so myself, watching it on TV. And I was very impressed with both sides in different ways. I think Sunderland was more than content. Well, even though they were trying to score as well, I think at some point they were more than content to stick with a draw at 0-0 until Van Dijk scored, and then they had no choice but to try and score. But judging by the way Sunderland was playing for a good portion of the game, I would be remiss if I didn't think that they were playing to draw at some point in time, but clearly we were not going to let that happen. We had I wouldn't say it was a dominating victory. I'd say if we were going off the first half, it was a dominating win. But if we're going with both halves, the second half was a little iffy despite the goal by Van Dijk. But still good. Still good nonetheless. Let's break down some stats, shall we? So, there they are. We had 22 shots compared to Sunderland's 9, which is nuts. And I think half of those shots came from the first half alone, because we had so many opportunities, which I'll get to over the course of the video. We had 3 shots on target compared to Sunderland's 2, excuse me. Here's what I don't understand. How in 22 shots do we have 3 that land on target? What does on target consist of? Because if you ask me, a lot of these shots were pretty close. So I would like to know what the on-target idea is, or the definition of what an on-target goal or a shot on goal would be. That's like saying in hockey where you're trying to shoot the puck and it goes wide. It's like, oh, it's a shot, and I'm like, no, it's not. It went wide. So like, what are they trying to? Is it like, does the keeper have to make a save? Like, does the post have to get in the way? Like, what constitutes a shot on target? That's what I want to know. But either way, still one in that category. 56% possession compared to Sunderland's 44. Most of Sunderland's possession came from the second half. If I'm being honest, we did a pretty good job dominating in the first half. We had more passes, better pass accuracy. We had a little bit more fouls, but that didn't matter because none of them resulted in yellow cards for us, and we had less offsides. But the shocking part of it all was the fact that we had 11 total corner kicks, one of which was converted. So, since we have fired our set piece coach, say that 5 times fast, we have scored more goals without him than we did with him. As a matter of fact, we were giving up more set piece goals than when we had him than we have after we fired him, which is also very shocking. It feels like I feel like we should be conceding corners and throw-ins like no tomorrow at this rate with how poorly we have defended them all season. But it seems like after we fired that guy, we had a much better time, and I think we're adjusting a little bit better at the moment. Nonetheless, we still sit at 6th place with 42 points, just underneath Chelsea, who are at 44. Unfortunately, we won't have a game for a couple of weeks now. About over almost 2 weeks is the next Premier League game, which would be on the 22nd of February, where I'm not sure who we're facing, but we will be facing Brighton on Saturday, on Valentine's Day, and it could be a heartbreaker for us because this could make or break us in the FA Cup, which I still think we should be competitive in. despite Slot making a push for the Champions League. I still think we should be trying to win some silverware regardless. But that's all I have to say about that. Other than that, solid win. Nothing pretty, nothing to really harp on about as far as poor performances. I mean, unless you're Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo, I don't know. People were talking shit about Gakpo online as I was reading the tweets during the game. And if I'm being honest with you, I think Cody Gakpo did a solid job in the first half. And then the second half before he got subbed off was just garbage. It was like typical Gakpo bullshit. But the first half, he was actually doing a pretty good job. He was very involved in the press and had the ball quite a bit and trying to create opportunities as well as try to take shots. So I'm not really sure. I know he's been shit all season. I know he's still Slot's boy, which has been probably another reason why a lot of us have been rebelling against him. But I don't think he did that bad. So I'm maybe it's just me. I mean, like I looked at the first half performance and I'm like, he's doing solid. And then the second half, I'm like, okay, typical Gakpo. But people were acting like he kicked puppies, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. This poor guy. I mean, he can't catch a break. I mean, if people, I'm sure athletes read online tweets and stuff. If he's reading everybody's stuff saying about him, I can only imagine what his mental health looks like. Not that it's an excuse, but I'm sure this guy is probably like, he's a young kid. He's like, man, I can't catch a break with these fucking people. But what are you going to do? Let's talk about Mr. Florian Wirtz. Okay? Another outstanding performance despite having no assists or goals in the game. But the attempts he was making were absolutely mwah. First half, he was all over the place. I think he must have gotten past the defense at least 2 or 3 times and created 2 very good chances. Maybe another one in there as well, if I can remember correctly. But I know of 2 very good chances he almost had and unfortunately could not capitalize on. And he was a consistent threat throughout the game. And if you ask me, outside of Ekitike, every bit of money that we put into Florian Wirtz was worth it. That guy is an absolute monster. He's just so good. And it's astounding to me just how much of almost a 180 he's had after he's adjusted a little while. Obviously, it took him a while to adjust, but once he started getting assists and goals, it's like a completely different person, completely different player. This guy is an absolute machine, and I am thankful he plays for us because I would hate to be going against him a few times out of the year. But all in all, I really enjoyed Wirtz's performance all game. Commentators made a constant comment about it, how he's been, a constant threat, always been good with the ball. His low center of gravity allows him to control the ball a lot better, things of that nature. He's just so good. He's an absolute. I would go as far as to say that he is like a magician, in the sense. He's a very, very good player, and he's really come into his own the last few months, and I'm very happy for that because I was outside of Kirkes, Wirtz was someone I was very, very concerned with his performances early in the season, and I'm like, is this going to be money worth spent? And I'm pleased to say that that is the case for sure. 2 other guys who had really good performances was on the defensive end with Ibu Konate and Virgil van Dijk. First of all, let's talk about Konate here. We have given a lot of criticism to Konate this year, but god damn it, that man put on a fucking show today. An absolute defensive spectacle. Any opportunity Sunderland had to score or at least start to push, Konate was there to make a very big impact on the play and potentially stop it or slow it down. And I've got to be honest, this might be the best Konate performance I have seen all season. There might be a few others, especially recently in there, but this one right now stands out to me the most, and I'm sticking with recency bias here. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane today. God bless that man. He's so good. He's been so good for us the last couple weeks. And especially after his father's passing, I'm sure something inside of him must have like really just triggered him to step up a little bit, like his dad's watching or something. And I don't get it, maybe I'm just putting my own spin on it, but it was a very, very good defensive performance for Ibrahima Konate, and I can't say more than that. Verge also had a pretty good performance too, and obviously he scored the header off of uh, Mohamed Salah's corner, which, by the way, I don't know why Salah doesn't take more corners for us. He's really good at corners. Like, there have been some corners that he has had this season, especially recently, where I'm just sitting here like, holy shit, this was good. And even Gakpo had a good kick today. I mean, usually I don't like Gakpo's corner kicks, but he also had a good shot that almost resulted in a goal for Verge if he had, if it hadn't gone wide. So Verge had some definite impacts in the game today as far as the set pieces go. And I got to be honest, I actually thought that they weren't going to give him the goal after it ricocheted off the Sunderland player, but I'll be honest, I'm really thankful it did, because it'd be a shame that each time we've played Sunderland this season, their own players have scored against us or on themselves in our favor. So, and all 3 goals, that would be 3 total goals this season that we would have had in this setup. So, I'm just thankful that one of those balls went in. That's all I could say. Pause. Don't clip that. Please don't clip that. Oh man. But yeah, Verge had a great showing, and for a captain, I've given him a lot of shit this season too. He also stepped up a lot this game, and I have to give him his flowers as well. Tip my hat, and I give my compliments to the chef, so to speak, because he was cooking up some beautiful set piece opportunities for us today. That is where the happiness ends. I would like to begin this section by quoting a line from one of my favorite video games of all time. Black Ops 1. Victory cannot be achieved without sacrifice. Mason. That was a line that Viktor Reznov told the player, the player, or in this case, the main character, Alex Mason, as they are trying to break out of the Vorkuta labor camp. And they were willing to sacrifice as many men as they could to accomplish that goal. Well, unfortunately, victory against Sunderland does not come without sacrifice, and unfortunately, Wataru Endo, I keep getting those vowels mixed up, I'm sorry. He suffered a horrendous injury today with, to be honest with you, I can't even pinpoint where he actually got injured. I've seen the photos pop up online, but I haven't seen the actual video of it happening. And what I have seen is this goddamn psychopath still on the field, walking. He probably has a torn ACL, but like, he's walking, trying to defend a ball, and he's limping like a mother, and Konate had to make a save in front of him because he wasn't going to get that, but this man was still trying to play. What a goddamn warrior he is. There's a reason we have given him the samurai nickname. And it sucks because the commentators on Peacock made a constant comment about how he doesn't get enough playing time. He has to take the opportunities as they come, and he's trying to show out. And he did very good today. I got to give Endo credit, but the right back position is cursed. The curse of 66 continues to wear on us, and by 66 I mean Trent Alexander-Arnold, because we have not been able to have a solid player in that position. Thankfully, Joe Gomez came back from injury as a substitute. Also had a very good performance as well. But at some point, I think Slot has to come to grips with the fact that maybe he's got to play guys like Calvin Ramsey. Just an idea. He's a natural right back, apparently. So why not go with the natural right back instead of, fourth option fucking, move around, playing, fourth option, fucking moving around, type shit. with and excuse me, I can't come up with the right phrase for it, but you know what I'm trying to say in the sense that he's going to keep picking players that he'll normally play and move them around to positions where they're not normally in, and to make a point that, hey, I don't like this player. But it's coming to the point where maybe Slot doesn't have a choice. And I think we are getting to that point now that Endo is unfortunately injured. And it sucks because every time, or at least most times, according to the commentators, Endo has started, we have won a game. Seems like that is a statistic somewhere, and I don't know what the exact win-loss ratio is, but the winning ratio is much more favorable than the losing statistic, or the winning statistic is much more favorable than the losing statistic. So, needless to say, every time Wataru Endo steps on the field to start a game, it's almost guaranteed to win. So, even though he had to be off the field around the 60th minute or so, 60-something minute after the Virgil goal, man, thank you. Thank you, Endo. And I hope you get better, because this could very well be the last time we see Endo in a Liverpool shirt, which sucks to say, but knowing how Slot is and what he's been doing to players, I won't be shocked if a lot of the guys we currently have leave and he tries to replace them with something else that in his vision of what he's looking for. And regardless of how I feel about him managing my team, seems to be the fact is that a lot of these players that were acquired under Klopp are going to be gone sooner rather than later. So that is today's Liverpool Latest. Thanks for joining me. If you like the video, please leave a like on the video, comment your thoughts down below, and most importantly, subscribe to never miss an upload almost every single day. I appreciate you being here. Thank you guys for celebrating this win with me. Join the Liverpool Latest family now, because when you do, know that you never walk alone. Up the Reds. Time to win another one on Saturday.